Hassan Mostafa versus Iain Valliere. Can the Vancouver Pro Champion, which is Hassan, defeat the Toronto Pro Champion, which is Iain Valliere? Well, I think size-wise, he most certainly is just destroying Iain Valliere. Keep in mind, guys, these are pictures. If we had some closer-up shots from Gilco Productions, things of that nature, we could see that Iain Valliere, he is a phenom as far as conditioning is concerned. You talk to anybody that's seen him live, and they concur with that. But Hassan has not been known as a guy without good condition. And here at the Vancouver Pro, I absolutely think he's doing enough to defeat Iain Valliere. I apologize. But the thing of it is, here's Hassan at the Toronto Pro. And I know this type of comparison would be meant to talk up the Vancouver for Hassan fans, because surely they believe that Hassan with this Vancouver Pro version would destroy Iain Valliere. Conditioning, midsection in the actual shot, looks pretty good. His legs, if anything, look bigger. Hassan's at the Vancouver. Now, bring back the actual comparison here. No, like I said, yeah, I believe Hassan is defeating Iain Valliere. Now go to the Toronto Pro, and it doesn't look like he has that impact. But I still would say, personally, I'd probably give it to Hassan. But then again, guys, thin skin condition, we can't see the true condition. And I would guesstimate that Iain would win in that aspect. Here's the front lat spread. Now, I would wager to say if you use this version, if you use the Toronto Pro version or any version of Hassan Mostafa, I'm not so sure that he's going to be able to defeat Iain Valliere in the front lat spread. Iain, it's quite a good pose, guys. I know, I understand you guys don't like him. You guys complain about this, that, and the other thing, but still, it's a good shot. It's a good shot for sure. Now here is the Toronto Super Show. Now his midsection does look big here. It looked a little washed out at the Vancouver in this pose. Kind of like a Nick Walker. I think it has more to do with the physique rather than the guy just can't pose correctly. But all in all, yeah, I'd give it to Iain in the front lat spread. Now the side chest, look at this big Hassan. Midsection, yeah, it's a little thick. But I don't think that it's too thick to still get a victory. He's pretty dry. And conditioned. You can see the thin skin, things of that nature. In the clearer pictures like this one, you can guesstimate how conditioned the man is. Now, here is from the Toronto Pro, and I would wager to say, for sure, front double, hard to tell. But from the side chest, he doesn't have as much impact here at the Toronto Pro. So that is good news for Hassan heading into the Olympia. If it was close, very close here at the Toronto, if Hassan brings this condition here, I would wager to say, yeah, he'll beat Iain. Now, look at the midsection. It's a little bit bigger, I think, at the Toronto. Not much. But look at the rest of the physique, huh? Look at the arms. Look at the delts. Look at the pecs. He is pizzizzled, shredded, peeled. Side tricep. Again, I think the aesthetics, the small, little, tiny, razor-thin midsection of Iain Valliere would get a victory over Hassan, with all due respect. Hey, I'll tell you right now, Hassan has it going on as far as muscle is concerned. Muscle all over the place. And he's conditioned in certain areas too, but it's the midsection. It's going to get him, it's going to get him nowhere. Here's the side tricep from the Toronto, and the angle is much different here. He obviously looks better at the Toronto, but you're going to be looking for the condition, the separation, things of that nature to see if he actually was better at the Vancouver than at the Toronto. And I would wager to say so far his midsection was no worse, but the rest of his physique was much better. Now, what about the back? Marks Max muscle. Now, the back shots would be the most important for us as fans to be able to see up close. to see why Iain Valliere does win. Because sometimes guys do have dips and valleys in their hamstrings, and it shows up no matter what type of condition they're in. But up close would have us believe otherwise. Now, if we did have those up close pictures, then we wouldn't complain as much when a guy with a much better physique loses. But yeah, that's my spiel about Iain, because everybody says he is unbelievable as far as conditioning is concerned. Now here's the look how tall they made Hassan. This is why you can't go by side pictures. Look at both of their feet. The one that is planted down, not the foot that they got kicked back, but the other one there. Hassan, he is stepping way back. Hey, maybe that lends some credibility to why he lost. Maybe the judges kept telling him, Hassan, you're going past the line. Or they didn't tell him, they just deducted points. And he's hitting the shot different. I would still tell you guys, you have to really see it up close to tell you who's winning. Now here's the rear double. And yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. As far as muscle is concerned, neither guy's the best in the world. Maybe an edge to Hassan. And you look at the lower half, it's an absolute victory for Hassan. So given the right type of conditioning, yeah, he would beat Iain Valliere. But then again, guys, Iain, thin skin. We'll call him Razorback because his back skin. So here's the Toronto. And I always thought it was kind of fishy. And obviously you can see right out of the chute, Hassan's holding his back up straighter, so that's going to make him a little taller. But not taller than Iain. And I always thought it was kind of fishy why he was so much taller. Look at the feet. Come on, Hassan. You're pulling a Kevin Levrone, for goodness sakes. Here's the most muscular... No, I apologize, guys. This is the abs and thigh. The abs and thigh for both guys, not the best. And I'm sure there's a group of people that hate Iain Valliere, and those people automatically became Hassan fans from the Toronto Pro. And they're looking away. They're looking past the midsection. Aren't you? Iain would probably get the abs and thigh between these two. Unless you're looking at only the calves. Here is the Toronto Pro comparison, and I would wager to say, from the actual picture, the timing of the shot, yeah, Hassan, he does look better, and he looked better in the side tricep too. But it had to do with the timing, the angle of the shot. He was obviously doing the side crunch, the kernel crunch down. He was doing the crunch. But either which way, guys, you gotta give Iain some credit. He has a good... Both side shots are decent, more than decent. His front lat spread's good, and his abs and thighs, enough to defeat. Well, maybe not at the Toronto Pro, which is weird because he was criticized for a bigger midsection. Could be. Here's the most muscular. It also could be a situation where not too many people were agreeing with the victory that Iain got over Hassan. I was not one of the ones. I was kind of on the fence about it. I could have went either way. So, that's not really a robbery. Hassan is a beast, guys. He is so huge that, yeah, I think he would get a victory over the much more conditioned guy. Look at Iain. Now, here's the crab position for Hassan. Look at that. Now, that's the Colonel Crunch. He looks so much bigger than he did at the Toronto. Here's the Toronto comparison, and not a very flattering picture for Iain. He's going swoopy. He's swooping down, swooping in. He's actually stepping more forward, too. He's pulling Hassan's game, but I think it's, it's pose down time. They obviously step forward. But yeah, this is the advertised comparison, I guess you could say. And I showed the Toronto Pro comparison. And with pictures, yes, Hassan wins every time. But like I say, guys, especially when it comes to Iain Valliere, his condition, very, very good. Very good. But I think even with a slight condition edge, it would have to be drastic. And Hassan's conditioned, he's just the midsection, which Iain doesn't have the best in the way of. So there was the pec incident Was it an incident? When it comes to bodybuilding, I guess not much goes on. So, guys, his pec starts to recede. It's an incident. Internationally, good cleavage still on our boy Hassan. I give him the victory. I give him the victory. Even if it's, like I said, a slight edge. But if it's too overwhelming, guys, you have to accept some of these more conditioned guys. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. Hit thumbs up on the video. Let me know where you guys see these dudes placing at the Olympia. Is Iain a threat to the top 10 this year? Is Hassan a threat to the top 10 this year? With less of a crowd, I think so. I think so. Gonna be an even better Olympia this year than it was last year. Have a great one, guys.